Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Robin Marshall, and I am the Northeast Regional Manager here at USBC, and I will be conducting the coaching webinar this afternoon. Thank you all so much for your time today, and looking forward to going over the coaching webinar with you. So let's go ahead and get started, and I would like to review the agenda. What you'll see here in front of you is we will go through the following items. We've got the coaching standard review, why host a clinic, getting started, the planning process, and then the types of USBC clinics currently available that you can utilize to your advantage. So let's start with the coaching performance standard. As you all know, the goal of the coaching performance standard is to provide members within the association an opportunity to receive coaching. The measurement of that obviously is the number of clinics for each association to provide to their members. As you can see here on the screen, there is a breakdown, and this is a breakdown per season. So for a 4-clinic minimum, that is for any association that has 2,500 members or more. For 3 clinics, it's 500 to 2,499 members. And for 1 clinic, it is for any association that has 499 members or less. Now, why host a clinic? What is the purpose for an association to host a clinic? Well, number one, we want to educate our bowlers. We want them to be excited. We want to teach them. We want to get a ball in their hands, teach them the basics so they want to come back next season. At the end of the day, if we're enhancing their experience, they're more than likely to come back because they had a good time. What's the goal? Obviously, it's for them to continue to bowl. We also want them to participate in tournaments. We want to show our members that bowling isn't all about the competition, but it's about the individuals and the friends and family that they participate with also. And last but not least is to show them that coaching helps them improve and have a good time. Now, the format of a clinic is interesting because for every association and every clinic developed, it is an individual creative process for each group, keeping in mind that you will have different target audiences you work with, meaning you may be working with a group of youth ages 12 to 17, and that format may look different than a group of older men ages 60 to 65. But what you want to do is create something that's available for everyone. You also want to make sure that you're providing your certified coaches, because number one, with your certified coaches, what that means is a coach that is a level 1 certification or higher, in addition to having their RVP badge as well. Now, coaches are fantastic ambassadors for our game because number one, they are going to promote the clinics, they are going to facilitate the clinics, and they're going to be the ones that help engage your members. And they're also going to be instructors for other coaches. So when you're running your clinic, keep in mind that you have to have at least level 1 certified coach. You can have others that come in to help, but the person that's actually facilitating your clinic does need to have a certification. Okay, so we are getting started. So the number one thing that the association is going to do is you want to appoint a chair and a committee. So the number one thing you want to do is you want to choose individuals that are interested in the work. The hardest thing to do is to assign people work that maybe they're not interested in. Because number one, that makes it hard on the individual and it makes it hard on the association. So look for that right individual that wants to work with people and engage others and create an exciting atmosphere to put these clinics together for your members. And keep in mind, you want to provide the committee some guidelines, but also give them the freedom to do what they want. Because at the end of the day, as we discussed earlier, it depends on the target audience you're working with as to how you're going to design your clinic. And last but not least, you want your board to approve a budget. Are you going to have a $10 budget, or are you designing something outstanding and you have $1,000 to put into it? That is truly up to the association to determine what that looks like. But keep in mind, it is not something that needs to be expensive. You have a lot of partners. You can engage with a lot of sponsors to help make this work. Now, the committee has their initial meeting. All right, number one thing you want to do is you want to review your calendars. Not only do you want to review the calendars of the volunteers that are helping to put this together, but you want to review your calendars with the proprietors as well. You know when they have peak times and you know when they have down times. So evaluate that so that you're able to utilize the lanes, the conference rooms, whatever it may be, at the centers that you choose. In addition, if you're offering a clinic up to a youth group of some sort, keep in mind what are some good times to bring the youth in as well. Maybe Christmas break or spring break. Obviously, summertime, the kids have a little bit more opportunity to access the coaching during the week or on a weekend as well. So remember, keep all those things in mind when you're evaluating it, and then discuss the locations. Once you've identified those locations, you definitely want to make sure that you're talking to those locations in plenty of time to plan ahead. Identify your budget needs for the clinic. Okay, so that may be anything from printing out practice guides to participation guides. Maybe the coaches need a guide as well. Maybe you're going to print off posters or postcards that you're going to send out to everybody. So evaluate all of that and put your budget together so you know what to expect. Then also you want to have the materials necessary to be successful, which is something that I will be providing to you after this webinar is over with. We've designed a bowling program that we'll be able to provide you all the materials for, from the participation guide to the email blast that you can pop into your email and promote your program to your members. And last but not least is identifying the steps and timelines that you need to follow. Keep in mind, the more organized you are, the smoother everything will go. So let's go through those steps and timeline. All right, so in the planning process, what I'm going to show you is a planning process for an association that's planning one coaching clinic 5 to 6 weeks out. We've got our budget in line. We've identified our materials. Now we need to contact the proprietors. Find out if the calendar dates you have looked at are available for those proprietors, and sit down and talk with them about what that looks like. Then you're going to choose your location. Maybe you have 2 centers that you're trying to evaluate. You go and talk to both of them, and you find out which one is going to work best. Keep in mind, if you're working with another association, which is an option for you, you may have one coaching clinic in your association jurisdiction, and you may have one in another association's jurisdiction. At the end of the day, both associations are going to get credit for the clinic that's being conducted. Then you want to create an event and post it on Facebook, or put it on your website, or possibly even use Eventbrite, which is something we utilize here in the office to promote a lot of the events that we do across the nation within our regions. But utilize as much social media as you can. It's inexpensive and it spreads quickly. Last but not least, you want to contact your potential coaches and or your pro shop owners. Now remember, when you're contacting your potential coaches, we have lists that are currently available on bowl.com under Find a Coach. And you can find those within your state and within a specific mile range if you'd like to find them there. So keep that in mind. It's available to you at your fingertips. If you are having any challenges finding those coaches, please contact your regional manager and we'll be happy to help guide you through that process. All right, so you've gone through your first week You've contacted, you've identified your location, you know the time frame, you know what you're going to be doing. You're 4 weeks out, 30 days. Now what? Well, you're going to create a member invitation list. Now, obviously, that's something that we can provide as your regional manager for your local association members. The nice piece about providing you the list is we can give you everything from age to gender. So if you're breaking it down for a target audience that you want to conduct a clinic for, you can utilize that list for that reason. Now, keep in mind, if you're an association manager, you also have access to that in WinLabs. You have access to all your member emails, but it doesn't break it down with birth date and gender. So if you're looking for something that specific, again, you can contact your regional manager and we'll provide that information for you. Create an e-blast. Put something together that's eye-catching, that people are going to see and they're going to want to be a part of. A lot of you put together a lot of flyers for your tournaments, maybe a Bowl for the Cure events, something with BVL. You can do the same thing with a coaching clinic. You want to reach far and wide to get the word out that you're having your clinic. Then after you've obviously created them, you want to send out your e-blasts and post your flyers. And keep in mind that posting your flyers within the centers is a fantastic way to promote your event. You can put it in the newspapers. Maybe you have a local TV station where you can promote that as well. Take advantage of any local community assets that you may have in order to promote the clinic you're conducting. And last but not least, talk about your clinic. You can talk about your clinic whether you're talking about it at the center, with the people that you work with, your family and friends. Get it out there. Get the word out. We all love bowling so much. We have the passion for it. Let's continue to spread that word as we're promoting our clinic. All right, we're 3 weeks out, 21 days. You've now sent out your e-blast. Now you're evaluating the responses and the RSVPs you've received. Okay, so for example, you've sent out 100 invitations and you've received 2 RSVPs. Well, that's not too much of a surprise, especially for us as individuals. We oftentimes respond to something at the last minute. We don't know what we're going to be doing in 30 days. There's always a possibility we will, but oftentimes not. So evaluate those RSVPs and determine what your follow-up needs are going to look like. At this point, at 21 days, are you going to be making a phone call? Are you going to make it more personalized and do a face-to-face? Or right now, do you want to send out more email reminders? My thought is, let's send out one more email reminder, because the more times people see something, the more they remember what they're seeing. So we're sending out the email reminders, okay, to everyone. Maybe you're making a few phone calls to those individuals you know, oh, they're probably not going to check it, or they just deleted that email. I'm going to go ahead and have a face-to-face or a phone call with them. So you go ahead and do that. All right. So now you're at 14 days out. You've been doing a lot of communication. You've been spreading the word, and you have all your plans in place. Now it's time to notify your league secretaries of what's happening, if you haven't already done it. Now keep in mind, all of these things are just in a 6-week plan. You can adjust it as you see fit for your committee. So you're notifying the league secretaries of the event. Provide them a flyer. Ask them to promote it. Maybe they've got one brand new bowler or one bowler that's been there for a year that just needs some tips and some basics to learn. Get them out there and get them excited about coming out to the clinic. Remember to update your Facebook page or your website, letting people know that 5 slots have been taken and you only have 10 left and they're going fast. Get them excited. Get them enticed about what you're doing. And last but not least, contact your centers and your coaches to confirm that your dates and times are still okay. As we know, things change. People forget to put things on their calendars. And if for some reason you lose a coach, someone gets sick, or they have to change their plans, this still gives you enough time to find somebody else to fill that void or find another place to host your clinic. Okay, so you've gone through and you've done some of your finalizing. Now you're 1 week out. Number one thing to do is send out that final reminder. Okay? All of those that have RSVP'd, please send out a reminder to them. Thank you for your RSVP. We look forward to seeing you next weekend. It's going to be a great time. Here are the coaches that will be participating, and we look forward to you being there. You can also send out one last final email blast saying, hey, we've got a coaching clinic next weekend. Please RSVP by this date, and let them know any other information you want them to know so they can get there. Now keep in mind your final email reminders are going to go to your attendees, maybe your league secretaries if it's not a face-to-face reminder, and your coaches and proprietors. Again, more communication and engagement we can have, the more success you will have, because people are feeling as if they're a part of this coaching clinic and will be conducting it with you. Post your final notification on Facebook and your website and let people know days and spots are going quickly. They have 7 days left. RSVP now. All right, so you've gone through, you've done all your planning, and it's now showtime. It's Saturday morning, 10 a.m., and you've got 5 people that show up to your event. How great is that? That is a huge success. You've been communicating with 100 people for the last 6 weeks, and you've got 5 to show up. At this point in your planning, that is absolutely fantastic. Keep in mind, it does not have to be big. It does not have to be exclusive. It's all about engaging your members. Again, remember, if you put out an invitation and nobody is showing up, if you're putting forth that effort to design your clinic and have everyone there, you're still going to receive credit for the production that you've put together. We hope that there is somebody in attendance, but if there isn't, we also need to know that you have planned that and put that together. So now what I'm going to do is go over kind of the reporting process of what happens after the coaching clinic has been conducted and you've done your follow-up. So the event is over with. Everybody had a great time. People met new people, and everybody signed up for your local championship tournament, right? Wouldn't that just be ideal? That's what we want them to do. We also want to show the recognition for their participation. Whether we're providing them a certificate of participation or you as an association happen to find a fantastic sponsor that was giving away gifts, great. Give those 5 people in attendance, give them that gift, and thank them for participating. And notify USBC of the clinic that was held. Now I'm going to go over that form in a second, but let's go over the thank yous real quick. As you know, on a follow-up, you've got a committee of people that has been committed to making this work. Number 1 are your volunteers. Please send out those thank yous to all the volunteers, whether it's 2 different associations that are participating together, whether it's individuals on your board that you have known forever. If you're the one that's running the clinic or you're working with the chair that is, please send those thank yous to everyone. Send them to your sponsors and proprietors, and last but not least, your coaches. They're the ones that facilitated the event, engaged your members, and got them excited about continuing to participate in the sport we all love. Okay, I'm sorry the screen is a little bit difficult to read, but as you can see at the top, it says the notification of clinic held. This form can be found on bowl.com/performance standards. When you get to performance standards, you can click on the reporting mechanism down at the bottom of the page, and it will bring you to this page. As you can see, you want to fill out the name of your camp or clinic. Get creative. Have fun with it. Make it something all about your local association. Put in the date of your event, the location, whether it's the center name and the city and state, the association and or the associations involved, Please include all of them because we want to make sure everyone's receiving credit for what they've done. Provide your coach's name and their certification level, and last but not least, the number of attendees. Once you've completed that, you can click Submit Form, and that will come directly to USBC, and we'll get that noted in the system. Okay, now I want to go over a few of our USBC coaching programs that, again, as a local association, you can utilize these programs, or you can create something that a current certified coach is using. Maybe you've got some pro shop owners that are really active with the members. They've put something together as well. But remember, no matter what you're doing, when you're providing your clinics, you need to have a level 1 certified coach or higher. So the number 1 program is our Welcome to Bowling program. Now that's been designed for the new bowler, your first year bowler, and all of the materials have been put together. We've designed a participation guide, we have a coaching guide, we have e-blasts designed, we even have brochures and flyers that have all been designed, and all you need to do as an association is print them out and personalize them for your local association. This program has been in place for about 2 years now and has been quite successful. So if that is something that you're interested in, after this webinar is over with, I'll be sure and send all of those materials to all of those in attendance online, and you can utilize those materials. If you have any questions about them, please feel free to contact me via email or phone, and I'll be more than happy to go through it with you. Now, our second program is the USA Bowling program. Now, this is a mainstream youth sports model that shares a similar team-based structure to other youth sports. Kids are put on a team, and each team has its own coach and practices regularly along with weekly competitions. So this program design is something that was put together through the youth department and with coaching as well, and this is a program that can be utilized, and if you want more information on that, I can send it. Last but not least is our Bowling 2.0 program, which was designed with BPAA and the coaching USBC coaching program as well. As you can see, as a BPAA program, it is something that is for purchase, only for BPAA centers. But the advantage that you have as a local association is if your center is a BPAA certified center, they can purchase the program, or you can offer to pay them for purchasing the program, and then you as a local association can utilize this program all you want. This program has been designed with 4 different lessons put into one. Excuse me, it's been designed for 4 different lessons, but it still only counts as one program. So if you're interested in conducting the Bowling 2.0, this would be 4 different lessons, but would only be one clinic, counted as one clinic. That may sound a little bit confusing, so I'll be more than happy to answer any other questions you may have on that one. But as you can see, there are 3 different coaching programs that are currently available to you. Now, we're now at the end of the presentation, and I just have a couple of takeaways that I think are critical to making your clinic successful. Number 1, plan your event and invite all members. And remember, you don't have to be inviting all of your members all of the time. Identify your target audiences and include all of those that are within the target audience you want to focus on. Engage your community partners. There's so many different partners out there that want to be a part of what you're currently doing, from pro shop owners to proprietors. Maybe you have a local restaurant that wants to participate or provide a 2-for-1 meal for the participation in the clinic. Utilize those partners as you can. And last but not least, have fun. That is what the sport of bowling is all about. If we aren't having fun, then why are we doing it? So thank you all so much for your time on the phone today and participating in this webinar.